Okay, so when you're looking for a job or re-entering the workforce, things can be stressful, from job search subscriptions to networking to working with career coaches. Even before the interview, the process is tedious. Our next guest wants to clear out the clutter. She's the co-author of a new book. It's called Straight from the Grapevine: How to Crush Your Job Search. It comes out next year. Rachel Zaslansky Sheer is here on Good Day New York. Nice to have you, Rachel.
Nice to be here. Thank you.
So, Grapevine has to do with your company, which is, it's a HR company?
It's a staffing company, so we're like job matchmakers, essentially.
And what have you learned when you're putting people together, this new workforce that's going out there?
Crazy out there, huh? We've learned a lot, which is sort of what inspired the book. But really, it's about connection and people. You know, even in this world of all the internet and all this craziness and the noise out there, at the end of the day, it's still the human connection that is really important.
All right, so we need to talk about it, because sometimes I've like mentored young people, and like I always tell them, make sure you know a lot about the company, and that you have to ask questions when you go in there. You're not just, it's not about you.
No, you have to show that you're curious, that you're enthusiastic, and that you are interested in that job specifically. And in order to do that, what do? You research the company, you research the person interviewing you, you figure out what is the company culture. You find out more than just, reading a job description and knowing, your duties.
You talk about get a clear story and polish your materials. How do you do that?
So a clear story is sort of like your elevator pitch. You want to know your narrative, why you're there, what could you bring to the table.
How should it be? Quick? Should it be a verbose answer? How do you do that?
You want to be concise. You want to be consistent, and you want your resume and your LinkedIn and your social media all to tell the same story. So you want to know sort of who you are in a quick, concise answer. Yeah.
Then you talk about polishing your material.
Yeah. So
what's that exactly?
Yeah. So basically, you don't want to send the same resume out to 100 different jobs and the same cover letter out to 100 different jobs. It's gonna fall flat. You're not gonna stand out. So it's really tailoring the resume and the cover letter to the specific job. So you want to make sure all of your materials are just polished and ready and perfect for each specific job, which are all different.
Right. So Rachel, like, you can just change the first line or two and go with the rest of the body of the letter.
You can use the same, it's obviously you're talking about yourself and your history, but you want to appeal to the person that you're talking to. And so, you're going to skew it a little bit depending on what job it is.
How do you tap into your network?
Okay, so that's like the most important thing. And I don't think people realize it. They think just, sort of scrolling and applying online. 70 to 80% of people get their jobs from their own network. So it's not just the people in their everyday life, but you go back to your teachers, your coaches, co-workers, former bosses, your community, and you tap into them, because those are the people that know you, they can vouch for you, they like you, hopefully. So it's sort of like a reference up front. So if you can utilize your network, that's probably the best way to get a job.
I love it. Okay, flexible though. You talk about be flexible and strategic. What does flexible mean?
You're not always going to get your perfect job.
Right, so you're aiming for here.
Of course.
But take the entry position, because that's how you work up there.
And you might learn some new skills in that job that you never had before and you never considered, that might take you on a little bit of a different career trajectory, and that's a good thing. Then you're bringing these new skills into a new job, and you'll find your place where you really belong. So be flexible in terms of, don't always reach for that one job. Think outside the box a little bit.
Be open.
Yeah, be open.
And I love one of your last things, show up prepared and positive.
Please.
We were talking about that right at the beginning.
We did talk about that.
Just don't go there and wing it.
No. You want to do your research. You want to be prepared. You want to use the job description. You go through it, make sure you've done everything, kind of have an answer prepared. You can use AI to do some mock interviews before you go into the real interview. That's like a great little tip there. Do some some mock interviews, and be prepared and be curious and send a thank you note. Please, please, please. Send a thank you note.
Such a nice little touch.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
Rachel, I know you were originally from here, now living on the West Coast. How can people find you?
So I'm at Grapevine Agency on Instagram, and the grapevineagency.com is our website.
So nice to meet you. Thank you so much for the great advice.
You're welcome.
It's hard to get that.
It's hard out there.
Yeah.
It is.
Rachel, thank you so much.
Thank you for
Appreciate
having
it.
me.